How you doing, class? Dr. Petty here, and today we're going to be going through our Module 8 Word assignment. Other assignments we've done some work with tables and formatting things and creating tables and converting tables and things like that in Word, but we haven't really touched on how to collaborate on a document in Word. And then this assignment really focuses on how we collaborate on documents and work together and how we can actually fuse multiple works together to make one assignment. Okay, you're going to need at least two support files or one support file for this. I would say two support files, sorry. There's a Word document that you also have to download with this, and there's also an Excel sheet. So when you download the Word document, make sure that you just click on the Get All Files when you download, and you'll get everything that you need. But make sure that you click on that button to allow downloading of multiple files. Otherwise, it may stymie your download. So let's just go ahead and get right into the content. First thing we want to do, as always, is we want to rename our document. So I'm going to save as, I'm going to go to the desktop for this one, and I'm just going to change this 1 to a 2. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and I am ready to start. All right, so our project steps are as such. You are a marketing assistant for Boulder Game Studio, BGS, a video game developer in Boulder, Colorado. Brian Sanderson, the vice president of marketing, has asked you to draft a memo to all employees announcing the upcoming release of the company's games. Another BGS vice president, Rosa Valdez, has already reviewed and revised the memo. Now you need to incorporate revisions from Brian before sending the memo to him for a final review. Okay, so the step here is combine Brian Sanders's revisions from the document, the support document, with the SAM project file. Show the changes in the original document. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So let's just say we're collaborating on this memo, and as you can see, there's some comments made by people, and there's already been an update made, but I don't want to go through and then copy and paste and like try to merge everything together and see what they wanted done. There's an easier way to combine files, what they're talking about. So what I'm going to do is come over here to insert, and I'm going to look for, oh, I'm sorry, not insert. I want to go to review. Sorry, not insert. It's a different task. Here's where I want to go, because this is a sharing. The review tab is really for sharing things out. You know, you can make comments, share a document, combine documents, restrict who edits what. It's a really good collaborative space. Okay, so in this step, we need to merge this document with the other file that they provided. So I'm going to go to compare. I'm going to go into the review tab. Oops. Yeah, I'm going to go in the review tab, and I'm going to go and pin this guy down so he doesn't get away from me again. I'm going to go over here to compare. I'm going to go to combine. In the original document, I'm going to look for is going to be mine. So let's find my document. I believe I saved it on my desktop. Ah, there it is. Okay, so I have it on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and open this. And the revised document I'm going to look for is the support file. So if I go to my downloads, Sanderson right here, there's my support file, and I'm going to click open. And so there's the revised. I'm going to click OK here. So keep the formatting changes from this one. So I'm going to continue with merge. And it's going to get document 10 up here because this actually creates a whole new document. So you'll see it kind of opens up somewhere else as well. So what we need to go ahead and clean this up a little. And let me go ahead and, yeah, so you can see it created a new document. It looks like it brought over some things from the document, and I think we're going to fix this up here. But we went ahead, we have a merged document, and it says document 11 up here. So, yeah, we'll have to make sure that we copy the title from the assignment and make sure that we label this with the correct assignment. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So the next step in here is once we have this combined, this is display all markup, and if necessary, and then accept the first track change from Brian Sanderson, which adds text to the subject line. All right, so right here, you can see I have these gray lines, and what these represent are changes. Okay, so if I were to click on one of these, for example, you can notice it turns red, and then it can show me really what was changed on here. So in track changes right now, this is active, and this allows me to track changes and see who did what. I'm going to click all markup on here. And you can see here he added for December. And so if I were editing this document and I wanted to approve that, all I'd have to do is just simply click on accept and then move to next. Right? Okay, so notice that in accept and move for next, it should have accepted this as a change. So if I were to accept this change, it's good. It's going to stay there. So, and looks like our other pie chart moved as well. So, all right, so what we wanted to do that. What was the next thing we needed to do? All right, display all markup if necessary. So displaying all markup, another thing that's important is we may need this tool right here. So if you remember this in one of our lectures, I talk about our non-printable format marks. And that's really just right here under the Home tab, and you can see I can tab this on and off. I'm going to leave those on just to make it a little easier for me to see where everything is in this document. And let's continue here. It says reject the next tracked change, which inserts improvements in because it is repetitious. Okay, so the next track change is right here. So in this one, I'm going to come back over here to format, or sorry, to review, and I'm going to accept that change and then move on to the next. Okay, very good. So we did that. What was the next one? So we accepted the first change, which was this December. Then we're not going to accept this one, but then on the next one, accept the next track change, which is from Rosa. So right here, if I look on this, if I were to expand on this, we can see, you know, where this is, right? So we're going to go ahead and accept this, accept and move the next, and yeah, she said, and inserts the word revisions to clarify the sentence. Accept the remaining changes in the document because they improve the content. All right, so the next step says to improve all the rest of these. So, so we want to make sure that I got this right area here. So we're going to go ahead and go over here to accept. We're going to say accept all changes. Now notice when I did that, all of these lines kind of disappear and all the changes have been accepted because I've already kind of declined the ones I didn't want to keep. All right, so I'm going to go and get back out of the header again, and here we are. Okay, so the next step says, with track changes turned on, insert the game studio in the to line so that the memo is addressed to all Boulder Game Studio employees. Display simple markup and turn off track changes when you are finished. Okay, so we've already accepted the rest. Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn on all markup because I want to see. So I want to see what's going on here. So in the to area, this is where we're going. So to all Boulder employees. So we're going to type in Game Studio in here. So all Boulder Game Studio. And you see as I type, it's showing that I'm typing this. And it actually, in some instances, it says who's typed what. You know, you can overlook on these views and say, well, this person wanted to say this person wanted to say that. So if you just hover over there, you'll see it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off track changes. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this one. I'm going to accept all. And then I'm going to turn off track changes. So if I accept all and stop tracking, you can see that this is no longer gray. And I'm going to show simple markup here. I'm going to change this to simple markup so that way it's not showing me all the other stuff, all the fodder, if you will, of all the lines and everything. Next step is step number 4. Insert a clustered column chart in the blank paragraph below the December game updates table to respond to Brian Sanderson's request. Copy the December game updates table and then paste it into the chart spreadsheet window. Hint, if prompted, click OK to continue. Remove the total data series from the chart and then close the chart spreadsheet. Okay, so here we have a table, but we want a chart to really drive home a visualization. So right here, I'm going to put the insertion point right in front of this paragraph. And I'm going to come over here to insert, and I'm going to look for a chart. And I'm going to select this first one that appears out of the clustered bar chart or clustered columns right here. I'm going to click OK. It's going to plop that thing right there. And notice when I do that, it pops up with this Excel looking box. It's Word and Excel kind of work off the same backend in a sense. So they're, it's not uncommon to transport data from one to the other. So what I want to do though is I need to update this series right here with the information that's in this table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select all of this, but make sure we keep the total row here because we need these values to be kept in here. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click copy. And so you can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select about 5 columns like so, like we have here. And I'm going to Control V and just paste this in here. Okay, so we have our table in here, and if I scroll down here, you can see it updated our chart here. So if I click anywhere here, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And now we've got our chart, which is based off of the information in this table above, but we're gonna do some stuff to this chart first. Okay, so remove the total data series from the chart and then close the spreadsheet window. So I didn't do that yet. Let's go ahead and take a look. So if you've accidentally closed it, sure I understand. If you accidentally closed this before you had a chance to do that, it's pretty easy to edit. So you can notice in your chart, you can edit anything you would like in here. So for example, if I were to look at my data, different ways that things are showing up, but here I'm gonna go to select data because I kind of made a mistake here. I wanna go ahead and clear out the series that's in here. So it started typing in there. I just pressed the escape key just then so that it would stop messing this up. So yeah, because it does says delete the chart title placeholder. Wait, nope, wrong step. Him to prompted, click OK. Oh yeah. So step 4 says remove the total data series from the chart and then close the chart spreadsheet window. So I'm going to remove this series. But we're going to keep the total there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. Looks like I missed one. So let's get back to that. So what did we do? We went over here, select data, and I'm going to just close that real quick. And make sure I clean out all of these. There we go. And I'll go ahead and click close there. Perfect. Okay, so we deleted that series, but now let's go ahead and update the chart title. So it says delete the chart title placeholder since the placement of the chart makes the title unnecessary. So I'm just going to click this item here. I'm going to go over here where this says this plus button. Now I could delete this, but it's easier just to do this. Unchecking that is just much easier because you're not going to mess up your chart or your graph here. And next thing we're going to do is says add the number of updates as the primary vertical axis title to make the chart easier to interpret. So what we want is something over here on the side that tells us what this is. And if you notice, if I click on my chart, I get this little sub menu shortcuts here and I click on this. I see that I have axis title. So I'm going to hover over this to expand this arrow here. And we're looking for a primary vertical axis, which is right here. Now it's going to appear right here and you can just go ahead and type in what needs to be here. So I'm typing in number of updates. And there we have it. So I got number of updates inserted right there. Okay, so step number 6 says open the workbook support file, the other one now, it's an Excel sheet. It says copy the data in the cells from A136 in the blank paragraph in the market update platform. So right here, we're gonna input another chart in here. So what I'm gonna do is it says, oh, also, yeah, we need to make sure we break the link between share of revenue by platform table and the source data in the Excel workbook because we don't want it to keep updating every time someone updates the Excel workbook. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our downloads folder and we're looking for the Excel file that came with these instructions. So here it is, mine. I'm going to open this real fast. And you're going to get this. And what we want to copy is this right here, just like so. And I'm going to just copy, and then I'm going to come back over here to here, and I'm going to go ahead and click paste. This time I'm going to paste link and keep source formatting. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, and there we go. So now we've went ahead and inputted this in here. I think that's all we had to do, so that should be fine. Perfect. It looks like the one in the example they provide, so that's good. And that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and change that Excel sheet or close it. We don't need it. And there we go. So we have our data and we have our chart. Okay, so step number 7 says respond to Brian Sanderson's second comment by changing the pie chart to a 3D pie chart to add visual interest. Apply the style 1 pie chart to match the style of the clustered column chart. Change the colors to colorful palette 1. All right, so all we got to do up here is we're going to find that pie chart. There it is right there. So there's the pie chart. As you can see, it's 2D. It's not very nice looking. Let's go ahead and update this. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to design. I'm going to select the chart first. Make sure you click that border up here so you select everything. Select that chart. Come over here to design, and we're going to change this chart type. So I'm going to select a 3D pie. I'm going to click OK. We're not done yet. That still doesn't look very good. We're going to change the colors to colorful, the first option, colorful palette 1. And then we're going to change to the first option here, style 1. Okay, so yeah, so we have our style 1 pie chart. Okay, cluster to match. Yeah, we matched the style of the cluster column chart. Now we changed it to color palette 1. So this is what your chart should look like when you're finished with it. Okay, so let's see, are we doing anything else? Yeah, so step number 8 says add developers per platform as the chart title. So to do that, I'm going to select this button right here, and I'm going to turn on chart title. And as you can see, that's blank. I'm going to click in here and actually just type in developers per platform in here. Very good. Okay, so we have developers per platform as the chart title above. Okay, we got that. And then display the legend at the top of the chart to make the chart easier to interpret. So again, I'm going to come over here and look at this. I'm going to look at my legend, and I'm going to flip this over to the top, just like that. There it is. So I got it up there. There's my legend. And next is add a dark gray text to border to emphasize the boundaries of the chart. So here I'm going to select my chart. From the outside, I'm going to select the border. I'm going to come over here to the format group, and I'm going to go to shape outline, and I'm going to select the dark gray text to box here. So I'm with the shape outline. There we go. All right, so step number 9 is to insert the calendar 3 quick table in the blank paragraph at the end of the document to respond to the comment from Rosa. In the cell for December 1, press enter after the date number, and then enter the text smartphone updates released. All right, so they have some pretty cool little quick tables you can use in Word so that like you could put in things like calendars and charts and sheets and things. So in here, what we want to do is I'm going to go to table. We're going to go to quick table, and we're going to look for the calendar 3 quick table, which is right here. And that's just going to plop right in there. And then once we get in here, you can see we can actually get in here and type. What I did was I clicked in here, and that's a 1. I don't know if you can really see it, but I'll turn this off so you can see what's going on there, and you can kind of see it better. I'm going to turn this back on. And I'm going to hit enter here, and then I'm going to start typing smartphone updates released. I'm not putting a period or anything like that in there. But that's it. That's all I'm putting in there. So there we go. We have our document is on 3 pages. if I turn off my non-printable format marks here, you can see that we did everything. It looks to be correct. It looks just like their version that they have down here. And yeah, looks like we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and upload this and see what the score looks like. Oh, but before I do that, don't forget, we have to change this document where it says document 11. We need to change this back to what it should have been. So for me, it was this here. So if I were to file, it was on my desktop. I need to go over here. There we go. And I'm just gonna do it to save. Nope. I just want to do this. I'm going to press F2. So what I want to do is recapture this file name. So if I select a document like this and then press the F2 key, you can actually copy that file name very easily. And I'm going to press Control C to copy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back over here. File, save as. I'm going to put this. I'll put it on my documents. And I'm going to do Control V. That way I get the right file name and then click Save. So I'm going to replace whatever existing file is in here. And there we go. I have my document merged and ready to turn in. So let's see how we did. All right, so it looks like it took the document okay. I'm going to go ahead and press Submit. And let's see what we got. All right, so it looks like I got a 19 out of 20. Oh, it says on the data series. Okay, so it says cell E1 should contain the value total. It did. I don't know why it's not there, why it made that error. The only thing I could think is maybe it wanted us to, instead of, let me go over here real quick and look at this. Let's select data. All right, so on here, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And just leave that here. And I think what they maybe wanted us to do is to get rid of possibly that field. So I'm going to do this and unclick this box and then click Apply. And there we go. So it's still there, but we unselect it from the chart. And that's what they wanted us to do. But it looks like everything else should work. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.